Great friends, co-sadhakas, welcome you all with all greetings, gratitudes, wishes, congratulations. Let us join together in this humble endeavor and efforts of trying to study this sublime Yoga Vasishtha Maharamayana, and through that trying to catch what Vasishtha Bhagavan telling all of us through Sri Rama about the Parabrahma Tattva. We are into the third Utpatthi Prakaranam, 18th Sarga. We have seen yesterday about the uh, Jagat Bhranti Pratipadana. While she asks Leela, Mother Saraswati, while explaining about how the entire Bhuta Chitta Akasham the worlds are projected. Then in one corner she talks about the presence of that great Brahmana with all Sadgunas. With that, that chapter was over. Now in the 19th chapter of Sarga, the story of that Brahmana very precisely told as to how he does his Sankalpas within him continuously, which subsequently leads him to his that type of Jagat, Janma Adi. Very, very Vichitra it is that as we do the Sankalpas, so the world's projected and we are sent to that place. Right, friends? Okay. 19th Sarga Parayanam. Yesterday we have done. Study we have to do. Let us do our Mangalacharana Shloka. These Mangalacharana Shlokas are to tune ourselves to the text and the subject and the author, and to invoke the Krupa of the Guru Parampara, the Guru Tattva, the Parabrahma, Sri Rama Bhagavan, and all our Swagurus Acharyas. Om 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 Sahanavavadu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai Om Shanti 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 Om Namo Brahmadibhyo Brahma Vidya Bhakti Vidya Yoga Vidya Dharma Vidya Sampradaya Kartrubhyo Vamsharishibhyo Mahadbhyo Namo Gurubhya Om Yairime Gurubhi Purvam Padavakya Pramanatah Vyakhyataha Sarva Vedantaha Satchastraha Tan Nityam Pranatosmyaham Om Shri Rama Rama Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasranama Tattuliyam Ramanama Varanane Om Brahmanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dandvataitam Gagana Sadrusham Tattvamasyadiraksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadhi Sakshibhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tannamami ओम परब्रह्मणे श्रुतिमात्रे समस्त ब्रह्म भक्ति योग धर्म विद्याचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। श्री रामचंद्र परब्रह्मणे श्री वशिष्ठ विश्वामित्र वाल्मीकि वेदव्यास वामदेव नारदादि समस्त श्री योग वासिष्ठ महारामायणादि शास्त्राणाम आचार्येभ्यो अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। संकल्पः तेषां सर्वेषां कृपानुग्रहेण उपनिषद योग वासिष्ठ महारामायणोक्त ब्रह्मात्मैक्य बोधेन अस्मिन् क्षणेव मोक्ष कैवल्य प्राप्त्यर्थम श्रुति स्मृति पुराण इतिहास संतवाङ्मयोक्त साध्य साधनानुभव सिद्ध्यर्थम तत्रोक्त ऋषिमुनि गुरुदेवता दर्शनानुग्रहानुभव प्राप्त्यर्थम सनातन धर्मस्य विश्वव्याप्ति विश्व आध्यात्मिक प्रगत्यर्थम धर्म संस्थापकानां नित्य निरंतर दिग्विजयार्थम श्रीराम मंदिरवत् शिव कृष्णादि मंदिरादीनां पुनर्वाप्ति तेष निरंतर शास्त्र अध्ययनादीनां द्वारा भारतवर्षस्य सनातन धर्मस्य बाह्याभ्यंतर शत्रु विघ्न समूल निर्मूलन पूर्वक भारतवर्षे विश्वे च अस्मात् क्षणादारभ्य वैदिक हैंदव संस्कृतेः धर्ममोक्ष पुरुषार्थानां संप्रतिष्ठावाप्त्यर्थम् अस्यां कक्षायाम् आगतानां संकल्पितः सत्कर्मसु दिग्विजयाः तेषां हृदये परब्रह्मादीनां प्रति भक्त्यादीनां द्वारा जन्म साफल्यार्थम् अनेक शास्त्राणाम् अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्न मध्ये श्री वाल्मीकि महर्षि विरचित श्री राम वशिष्ठ संवाद रूप श्री योग वासिष्ठ महारामायण स्मृति प्रकरण शास्त्रस्य पारायणम् अध्ययनं साधना प्रयत्न मोक्षार्थमयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे। मंगलाचरण श्लोकाः। ओम यतः सर्वाणि भूतानि प्रतिभान्ति स्थितानि च यत्रैवोपशमं यान्ति तस्मै सत्यात्मने नमः। ज्ञाता ज्ञानं तथा ज्ञेयं द्रष्टा दर्शनदृश्यभूः कर्ता हेतुः क्रिया यस्मात् तस्मै ज्ञप्त्यात्मने नमः। स्फुरन्ति श्रीकरायस्मात् आनन्दस्यां वरे वनौ सर्वेषां जीवनं तस्मै ब्रह्मानन्दात्मने नमः। दिवि भूमौ तथाकाशे बहिरन्तश्च मे विभुः यो विभात्यवभासात्मा तस्मै सर्वात्मने नमः। सत्यं ज्ञानमनन्तमेकमजरं नित्यं विभुं शाश्वतं प्रत्यग्ब्रह्मरसायनं सुखगनं पूर्णं परं पावनं स्वात्मज्योतिरनादिमध्यनिधनं मायाविलासैर्मुहुः विश्वाकारमपास्तमायमभयं वन्दे विशुद्धं पदं। ज्ञानादेवात्मनो मोक्षः न तु कर्मसमाधिभिः अज्ञातोऽसौ स्वसदृश्यं सृजत्येवेति कीर्त्यते। ॐ तस्मै श्रीगुरवे वसिष्ठमुनये नित्यं नमस्कुर्महे। विश्वामित्रमुनिं शरण्यमनघं भूयो नमस्याम्यहम्। ॐ तस्मै वाल्मीकये श्री गुरुतमगुरवे भूरिभावैर्नताः स्मः। पूर्णानन्दस्वभावः स्वजनहितकृते माययोपात्तकायः कारुण्याद् उद्दिदीर्षुर्जनमनवरतं मोहपङ्के निमग्नम् आविश्यान्तर्वसिष्ठं बहिरपि कलयन् शिष्यभावं वितेने यः संवादेन शास्त्रामृत जलधिममुं रामचन्द्रं प्रपद्ये रामचन्द्रं प्रपद्ये। ओम श्री रामचंद्र परब्रह्मणे नमः। वसिष्ठादि ऋषिभ्यो नमः। श्री योग वासिष्ठ महारामायण शास्त्रम् अथ तृतीय उत्पत्ति प्रकरणम् अथ लीलोपाख्याने ब्राह्मण वर्णन नाम एकोनविंशतितमः सर्गः। तो yesterday while speaking about this भूताकाश चित्ताकाश स्थित कल्पित ब्रह्मांड कल्पित लोकास where we saw here was सरस्रोतोब्धि सरसी जलोक्षित महीतलः पाताल भूतल स्वर्ग भाग भासुर कोटरः. So to this projected world sarasrota abdi sarasi jala ukshita mahitala. The bhuloka bhubhaga is made wet by the water sources of the rivers and oceans. Sprinkled, they are sprinkles. Tatra, there, kasminshid ekasmin koneshu ambara kotare. In that akashasthita kotara, in one corner, tatra kasminshid ekasmin kone, shaila loshta taleshu. There is shila and loshta made a place is there where Girigramaka Gartakaha. So many Girigramas were there at that place. Okay. In that, one among them, Tasmin Nadi Shaila Vana Upagode. Nadi Shaila Vana Yukta, there is one place. Okay. In that place, there was a Brahmana. Saraswati Mata is saying. What are those lakshanas of Brahmana? Ki Sagnihi. He is Agnihotri doing his Nitya Yajnas without break. Sadaraha, his wife also was there. Then Sutavan, good number of healthy children he has got. Arogaha, he has no physiological, psychological, any roga. No. very healthy. Go Kshiravan, he has lot of cows to give good Kshira for life, for yajna, all of that. Go Kshiravan. Then Raja Bhayadu Vimuktaha. So Visa, he has no bhaya from the Raja because राजा के भय से राजा से कौन डरता है? एक शत्रु, दूसरा जो बहुत पैसे वाले हैं और तीसरा जो गलत काम करता है. So he is not a Shatru for the Desha and he has nothing wrong to do. He doesn't have so much of money that Raja will take on the name of taxes. Whatever he has got, given by Raja only, and he is a well wisher for that Raja. Therefore, not only there is no bhaya from the Raja, but Raja is always ready to help him. Abhayam sarvabhutebhyah dadami, like that. Then Sarva Atithihi, morning, early morning class we saw today in our common sense thought, the fifth point, Athithi Devo Bhava. So Sarva Atithihi, Dharma Paraha. He never compromises with his dharma for anything. Such type of pure heart, subtle intellect. Then Dvijaha Abhuta, such Brahmana was there. With this, the 18th Sarga ended. Now, 19th Sarga name is this Brahmana's growth and death, and some ideas about him will be told in the next chapter. Mother will explain about Kalpana, Kalpita Srushti, all that. Beautiful is this Yoga Vasishtha. If even literally we follow it, it gives lot of information and little of thinking. If you do, a very good amount of understanding happens. And in an unbiased way, if you see, really it's an eye opener to know what the whole world is, what the life is, what is Bandha Moksha is, and what the Shastras are talking in their essence, what Gurus are talking, in which state of moksha they are. इन सब का हमें समाचार सही मात्रा में मिलता है if you take the support of this text and study it. Let us start the 19th Sarga. Parayanam we have done yesterday. Om Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram. 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 Shri Ram Jaya Ram जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम 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 जय जय राम जय जय राम जय जय राम ओम श्री राम शरणं मम श्री रामायण शरणं मम श्री वसिष्ठ शरणं मम श्री विश्वामित्र शरणं मम श्री वाल्मीकि शरणं मम श्री व्यासा शरणं मम श्री नारद शरणं मम श्री सद्गुरु शरणं मम श्री रामा शरणं मम शरणं मम शरणं मम ओम श्री रामचंद्र परब्रह्मणे नमः तयोगो वासिष्ठ महारामायण शास्त्रम तृतीय उत्पत्ति प्रकरणम लीलोपाख्याने ब्राह्मण मरण नाम एकोनविंशतितम सर्गः श्री देवी उवाच. So Vasishtha ji telling Rama about the story between Devi and Leela. This is called Leela Upakhyanam. Continuation of that Brahmana who was साग्निः सदारः सुतवान् अरोगः गोक्षीरवान् राजभयात् विमुक्तः. 8 points. सर्वातिथि धर्मपरः. 10 things were told. Further, श्रीदेव्युवाच वित्तवेषवयः कर्म विद्या विभव चेष्टितैः वसिष्ठेनैच वसदृशः न तु वासिष्ठचेष्टितः. So, with as regard the amount is concerned, धन वेश the haulia unka expression, vayaha his bodily expression, age, karma looking at his karmas, vidya and his vidya jnanam, vibhava all his name and fame, cheshtitaihi by other cheshtas, vasishthenaiva cha sadrusha. He was like the Vasishtha only telling this story. And that mother Saraswati telling that this Brahmana was every aspect में was like Vasishtha only, but natu Vasishtha Cheshtita. But he is not the real Vasishtha. Vasishtha Cheshtita means he is not the Ikshvaku Vamsha Purohita. But all was like Vasishtha only he was. Okay. Then Vasishtha iti namna sau tasya bhodinduma sundari namna tvarundhati bharya bhumi vyomanyarundhati. So Vasishtha iti namna sau. In fact, that Brahmana's name also Vasishtha. Tasya abhud Indu Sundari. He had a wife, Indu Sundari, as beautiful as the moon. Namna to Arundhati, Bharya. And that wife's name also Arundhati only. Bhumi Vyomani Arundhati. So she is not that Arundhati of the celestial. This is Arundhati on the Bhumi only, his wife. But she is also Vittaveshavaya Karma Vidya Vibhava Cheshtitaihi Samaiva Sapyarundhatya Natu Chetana Sattaya. So Vitta again, Vesha again, Vayaha, Karma, Vidya, Vibhava, Cheshta. She is also exactly as said above, Samaiva Sapi Arundhatya. She was also almost in every of the things equivalent to that Arundhati. But Natu Chetana Sattaya. But she is not realized like that Arundhati who knows the self. So Vasishtha Arundhati, na? Arundhati Vasishtha Abhyam. We do all namaskars, na? Sita Abhyam Namaha. Shashi Purandara Namaha. Arundhati Vasishtha Namaha. We do it. So, not that celestial Arundhati she is. Okay. Now, the prema between these two Brahmana Dampati. Om Namo Narayanaya. 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 हाँ, कि अकृत्रिम प्रेम रसा विलास आलसन विलासालस गामिनी. So akritrima prema rasa, non-artificial, natural, sahaja prema rasa, this Brahmana sister used to give her so much. Then vilasa alasa gamini. Therefore, in that prema, she was in that vilasa. Because of that alasa. Therefore, that type of gamana. You know, when too much love is given, people become lazy. So she was like that. Out of that, his love for her, she takes for granted. Moja masti she is doing. Then sa asya samsara sarvasvam asit. Kumuda hasini. Her smile is like Kumuda Pushpa, and she became everything for this Brahmana. Sa asya samsara sarvasvam asit. For him, the entire samsara life is she only. So he will remember her throughout the day. All Brahmanokta Karmacharya he will do. Whatever dhana he gets, he will take care of her only. He loves her. Wonderful he was in that beautiful prema with her. Those two ब्राह्मण दंपति. अब एक बार क्या हुआ कि सविप्रः तस्य शैलस्य सानौ सरलशाद्वरे कदाचिदुपविष्टः सन ददर्शाथो महीपतिं. So Savipraha, that Brahmana, Tasya Shailasya Sanau. In that Shaila Sanu means in that mountain peaks, he was seated, the upper place, Sarala Shadware, very soft grass was there. तो वो बैठे अपने ध्यान के लिए या पाठ के लिए, धूप सेकने के लिए, to see the beauty, to do the upasana, whatever. So he was seated. कदाचित उपविष्टः. Brahman hai, bas finished all his work, then takes some shastra, sits there in that beautiful green grass. It is we with so much of nonsense of unnecessary programs, projects made that we have no time to go and enjoy that prakriti, that shanti, that antarmukhata, that daiva upasana. But the wise people, even in today's world, they kick all this busy schedule of the world. They go to the Himalayan mountains and stay. If they are not the Indian wise people, then the wise people from the foreign countries they come. They love our Himalayas. They in hundreds and thousands of them are in different guhas, ashramas doing their tapasya. उनको पता चला all these indriyas, jagat, सब बकवास है. Let's be in that mind's peace. As we are going to study in our next text of Yoga Taravali, भगवान is going to describe that state उन्मनी अवस्था ना. तो दो लोग वह पसंद करते. तो he was also seated like that. अपना काम करते. But कदाचित उपविष्ट सन ददर्श अथा महीपति. So suddenly the Raja came there. He saw that king of that kingdom. And he did not come alone, that Raja. Samagra Parivarena. With entire Parivara he came. The family, the children, the soldiers, mantris, most of them. Then Yantam Akhetaka Ichaya. So with all his paraphernalia, he was passing through that place. Akhetaka is hunting. Ichaya, for that Icha. So युद्ध में वो practice के लिए they go and hunt the cruel animals which are harmful for everyone. So that Krida Mruga, yeah, is there for the kings. Sometimes deliberately only they don't shoot the animal. Just to learn the shooting only they do it. Sometimes the arrows are without that sharp edge. Not that every time they kill. बस लक्कर बाण गिर जाता है जानवर चला जाता है. But it's a practice to them. So Akhetaka Ichaya, with the Icha of hunting, that Raja was there with Parivara. Then here comes the 4-5 slokas description about naturally the Raja's Vaibhava, the glory of a king. You see, in our India too, the president. One person only, the amount of arrangements, wherever she goes. Bhapre, if she goes to Tirupati, the whole temple has to become empty. If she goes to Shabarimala, a special thing for her. But doing good thing, I really appreciate her. Encashing all her presidential days by visiting all temples. अच्छा पुण्य कमा रही है. अच्छी बात है. Must be praying for the country also. That much wisdom तो होगा उनको. That's why they are in such a great state. Or Prime Minister. What an amount of all the arrangements around. If you go to those two countries, US and Russia, वहाँ के presidents का जो होता है बाप रे undescribable. Maybe little more than that is the kings of the Saudi Arabia, whatever. तो ये राजा भी जा रहे थे आराम से with all the paraphernalia. That is described. कि समग्र परिवारेण यान्तम आखेटकैच्छया महता सैन्य घोषेण. Terrible घोषा meaning of the सैन्यम. Oh, Raja ka jai jaigar karte hue, making some sounds, whatever they have instruments. Then Mero Riva Vibhitsaya, even Meru Parvata also as if gets broken and shattered. That much sound the whole Sainya were making. But some trumpet sound and all. जब राजा आते हैं तो वो तो अलग ही होता है ना. One. Second, चामरैहि कीर्ण चंद्रांशु पताकाभिर लतावनम. The chamaras which they were holding for the king and the parivara was as if the entire Latavanam is covered with the Chandra Kanti only. ऐसा वो दिख रहा था. Then Kurvanam kham Sitachhatra Mandalaihi Rupya Kuttimam. And the entire Akasha was with that again Chatra Mandala appearing to be Rupya Kuttima, the silver made Kuttimas, the what do you call, the buildings that are made out of the silver, they were appearing like that. Okay. Then Ashrapadukha Natksmaja Renupura Avrita Ambaram. Ambaram, Akasha was Avrita, covered by Renupura, full of the dust which came up because of Ashrapadukha Nat Padukha Natksmaja. So when the horses etc. were running there, उनके पांव उतने शक्ति उनका, that was as if digging the earth and putting the mud above या मिट्टी धूल, that it was covering the entire आकाश, धूल मिट्टी. Now you all know उन दिनों में जब युद्ध होता था, the horses elephants, धूल मिट्टी पूरा भरना. See these 60s 70s or even 30 40s movies, Hollywood or any one of them, you can have a feel of it. Or read our Puranas, Itihasas, where the Yuddha Varnana is done, you will have a taste of all that. So the whole place was filled with dust, rising up because of these horses and all. Hashapadu Kanat Kshmaja Repunu Tamram. Then Hastikottambita Karavata Gopitam. So the Hastika Uttambita Kara Vata Attalaka Gopitam. So Hastika, the elephants are so high, and in that, those whatever you call them, Ambari, in which the Raja Parivara were seated, that was doing what? Hastika Uttambita Kara Vata Attalaka Gopitam. That was even stopping the wind flow also. So many elephants, so many of the Ambaris were there. Then Maha Kalakalavarta Dravat Digbhuta Mandalam. So Digbhuta Mandalam Dravat, as if the directions were getting melted because of Mahakalakala sound made by the Sainya. Then Kachit Kanchana Manikya Harakeyura Mandalam. So Kachat Kanchana Manikya, all those soldiers, everybody were having Kanchana, gold, Manikya, diamond, studded, Hara, the necklaces, Keyura, the Bhuja Kirtis, Mandalam, and other ornaments. सो सोना और रत्न से जड़े हुए सारे आभूषण पहन के all of them were there. So this big thing when he saw the Brahman, छोटे कुटिया में रहने वाला, hand to mouth भोजन, he thought, seeing that great Raja Bhoga of that Raja, and see what an important story this is. Through that, what thought is conveyed. Morning what we are studying in the classes, both Upanishad, here also the Yoga Taravali, all of them are theory, and that is shown to us through an example in this story. है ना, हमको भी ऐसा हुआ होगा कि as we saw just now say big arrangements, programs, when we see them, यार हमें भी ऐसा चांस मिला तो कितना बढ़िया होता है. That sankalpa happens in our mind. That is the भयंकर विषय as regards the spirituality is concerned. उसी से हमें बचना है. बेचारा ये ब्राह्मण अपने मन के कल्पना से बच नहीं पाया. Then what happened? Tamalokya Mahipala. The Mahipala Malokya, seeing that Raja and the entire setup there, idam chintitavan aso. This Brahmana started doing this chintana in him. Aho, ayo means aho. Anu Ramya. Ramya means most wonderful and beautiful and delightful is Nrupatehe Saurava Saubhagya Bhasita. So the king's kingdom and kingliness, full of Sarva Saubhagya Bhasita, bright, brilliant, all these Saubhagyas. Anuramya is a great, beautiful thing it is. So Raja with all his arrangements or richnesses or respects or the bhoga is greatly ramya. So beautiful it is. See that what are there? Padati Ratha. Padati, the soldiers on foot. Foot Ratha, the chariots. Hasti, the elephants. Ashwa, the horses. Pataka, huge patakas. Jhande pakad ke hain. Chhatra chamaraihi, the chhatra, the umbrellas were held. Chamara, the hand pankha were being used to give him that air, etc. Kekar, such a great kingly royal life of all these bhoga, all the comforts. When will I get to? This sankalpa started in him. Are you getting the point? Ki kadame vayavaha kunda. He says, kadasyam dashadik kunja purakoham mahipatihi. Kadasyam. Kada means when. Syam means I'll become. When will I become mahipatihi? Kadasyam aham mahipatihi. When will I become that Raja? Dashadik kunja puraka aham. I am the king of all the 10 directions. When will I become? So, Kadasyam Dashadi Kunja Purako Aham Mahipati. So I am the king of all the 10 directions. When will I become? So to Kadame Vayavaha Kunda Makaranda Sugandayaha Pasi Atyai Antapura Stridam Suratashrama Srikaran. So I have Anantapura. So many women are there. Lot of play is played with them. And they have got tied. All the sweat there. And the beautiful fans put in my that palatial place, which are removing that shrama of them. When we'll have this saubhagya? See? Kada me vayavaha. Mevaya means the winds which are arranged by me through this chamara ityadi. Kunda makaranda sugandayaha, which are having the makaranda sugandha like that of the kunda. So all the fragrant flowers, fragrant smell ko lane le vayu, havaएं कब when spasi antyanta purastrinam sruta shrama sikara. When will that winds remove that shrama sikara of the antapurastri? Then Karpurena Purandrinam Purnena Yashasa Disham. So when will this happen? Ki mhm, uh, Karpurena Purandrinam with the Karpura Sugandha of the Purandri, the Antapura streets, Purnena Yashasa with the full Yasha name and fame, Disham, all the 10 directions, Indu Udaya Avadatani. And these Purandri's faces are like Undu Udaya, fully risen, full moon. Kada Kurya Mukhani Aham. So, when will I have my Kirti 10 directions spread? Purnena. When will I have in my palace Indu Udayavadatani Purandrinam Karpunena Kada Kurya? So, when will I make the Pura trees decorated happy with this wonderful variety of Karpuradi Sugandha? So that meaning you can understand that he wants to have in his Sankalpa all those Raja Bhoga. Kada, when will I have, when will I have? Once he saw that, अब देखो महामाया कैसा काम कर, इसलिए be attentive. I don't know how to convey this. Till the Brahman is realized, never open the Indriyas to look into the world. They are so powerful. Balavan Indriya Gramaha Vidvamsamapi Karshati. We have seen it in Bhagavad and story. Till the Brahman is realized, don't expose the Indriyas to the Prapancha. And once the Brahman is realized, such a blissful self we are in, what is the need of Indriyas and Indriya Vastus? Only do these two maturities. But is Brahmana with all his wisdom, yet that is one of Balavan Indriya Gramaha Vidvamsamapi Karshati. With these Vishayas, when they are in front, they put such a cover of delusion that all the wisdom, etc., we have for the time being is forgotten, and that powerful moha overpowers. Bhrantyaropitameva sadhu kalayati alambate tadgunan. Anta asau prabala duranta tamasaha shaktir mahatyavrati. That delusion is so powerful. Power of Maya ऐसा होता है. Then we don't know 2796 janam pehle. Some of these enjoyments we might have had. Those vasanas lurking inside, looking, waiting for the opportunity. For such opportunity comes, immediately they come out. They overpower our discrimination, etc. We can fall down. So this Brahmana saw that Rajas, all Raja Bhoga, he just thought, when will I also get this? Means he made a sankalpa, underline that point. The entire chapter or the topic or the stories point is this only. He just saw it and he made a sankalpa. कभी देख कर भी संकल्प होता है, सुनकर भी संकल्प होता है, स्वयं मन में भी we can project or imagine and do sankalpa. That's why that thought in our Shanti mantra, Bhadram Kardevi Shunyama, Bhadram Pashema Akshavivas. That Bhadram is Paramatma. Other than Paramatma, आंख से कुछ नहीं देखना, कान से कुछ नहीं सुनना. But he has seen with the eyes. Immediately the comparison happened. I'm in such a small hutment-like place. Raja is such a palace. I don't have a proper 2 pairs of clothes to wear. How you fellow such a dress he has got. have just one or two guy, the cows for milk. He has got so many this Lata Gaja Turaga, all of that. And nobody is there. I only have to like a donkey, do the work from morning, evening. This Raja has got so many mantris, soldiers. Just by looks only, they receive the orders and do what he wants. What a vibhava it is. एंड उनके बारे में स्तुतियां हो रहे हैं. चामर चल रहा है वहां, है ना. तो पंखा छत्र पकड़ा गया है. वंडरफुल भोजन ऑर्गेनाइज फॉर हिम. इज इन द एलिफेंट सीटेड देयर. एक एक कंपेयर करके उनको लगा ये सब मुझे भी हो जाए. सो इत्थम, इन दिस वे. नाउ अंडरलाइन नेक्स्ट वर्ड, ततः प्रवृत्ति. ततः प्रवृत्ति मीन्स फ्रॉम दैट मोमेंट ऑनवर्ड्स. नॉट दैट वंस ही डिड संकल्प एंड लेफ्ट. Even that would have been dangerous. But he continuously, tata pravritti means tab se lekar. From the time he saw that, tata pravritti, esha vipraha, this brahmana, now next point is very important, sankalpavana bhutu. He became a person of nirantara doing that sankalpa. See, dhyayeto vishayan pumsa, sangaste shubhajayate. In next 5-6 days, we are going to study this mantra in our Srimad Bhagavad Gita, second chapter, 61-62. तो ततः प्रवृत्ति स विप्रह संकल्पवान अभूतु. ऐसा विप्रह संकल्पवान. So that sankalpa he went on entertaining. Forgot that it is sankalpa, it is dangerous, it can create havoc and create any problems in the mind. Inadvertently became like any ordinary human being. He went on entertaining that sankalpa. और संकल्प ही धीरे धीरे कामना बनता है ना. So he was entertaining that sankalpa one side, but the other side is a Brahmana. Those samskara also are there with him with all power. So he was doing those Brahmanokta vidhi. But in the mind, those sankalpas are also running parallel. So tata pravritti esha vipraha sankalpavan abhuto swadharma niratha nityam. But he was doing his swadharma every day. Yavat jimam, as long as he was alive, atandritaha. He was never had that tandra, laziness, lethargy, postponement, etc. Without those negativities, he went on doing his swadharma as Brahmana, but inside that sankalpa also was going on. Then what happened? They go, Hima Shanirivam Bhojam Jarjari Kartuma Druta Jale Jarjarite Vatha Jara Dijamupayayo. So, Himashani, the snow, like that thunderbolt, when it falls, it's a snow only. But for that Amboja, the lotus, that snowfall is like a thunderbolt. What it does, Jarjari Kartum, it makes that flower मुड़र जाकर मार ही देता है उस फूल को. ओ हिमा अशनि. It is a hima, but burns away that flower with its coldness. Therefore, it's compared with the Ashani thunderbolt. So, as if the thunderbolt of snow burns away or makes jarjara, the lotus flower, so too, jale jarjarite vatha. Jale means in the water, the lotus, because of the snow which is there from the water only coming, makes that flower dried up. Same way, atha jara dijamupayayo. Nobody remains young all the time, no? That old age came to that Brahmana. देखते देखते ना दिने आमिन्यो सायं प्रातः शिशिर वसंतो. देखो, we started these classes in 2019 during October month, exactly October November 2021 22 23 24 25. 6 साल 72 महीने into 30 days 22,200 days हो गए. Today also is getting over. Tomorrow you will come in the evening. By that time, 3/4 of the day is over. Then with every day, we can see the difference in our body, its abilities, capacities, definitely reducing with whatever the exercises we do. The process may get a little delayed, but it will not be completely stopped. The process of becoming jara old. Nobody. Through your yoga, exercise, pranayam, many unwanted diseases, problems can be avoided, but old age cannot stop. That's why all the yoga, pranayama teaching, Maha Yoga Gurus, maybe 20, 30 years more, even 40 years more, they may remain younger because of all that. But uska, they will also have that old age, no? है ना? अब जो जो योग सिखा रहे 30-40 वाले साल वाले गुरु, वेरी एक्टिव, डायनामिक, जंपिंग, ऑल दैट, बट उनका भी 80-90 साल आएगा ना. Maybe up to 90 years they are very young because every day 2 hours they do 108 Surya Namaskar, Chandra Namaskar, Graha Namaskar, Nakshatra Namaskar. Very good. But after that, see, the parts of the body have an expiry date. As that comes, no exercises will protect it. Same exercises after certain age when you do, they become cause of problem. क्योंकि the body cannot take. एक्सरसाइज करो तो शरीर स्वस्थ रहता. अब शरीर एक्सरसाइज को स्वीकार नहीं करेगा तो the same exercise if you do, you know, for the flexibility of the bones, I do all yoga exercise. But after a certain age, same exercise will break the bone. Anybody it can happen. Therefore, that Jara came, attacked that Brahmana. So, Jare Jarjarte Vata Jara Dijamupayo. Then, when the old age comes, the next stage is nearing the death only. So, Asanna Maranasya Atha. Asanna Maranasya Atha. As the Marana Asanata was coming to him, Bharya, his wife, the Brahmani, Mlani Mupayo. Naturally, she became so much of full of dukkha, seeing him becoming old, etc. Then tasya shamyate pushpartau lateva grishma bhititaha. So when the Vasanta Rutu is over, Grishma Rutu starts coming. How the latas, the uh, creepers start becoming dried up. She also started becoming herself. दोनों में थोड़ा फर्क होगा 10, 20, 15 साल जो भी, but she also became worried so much. Then Saraswati Mata says to this Leela, ki what you have done Upasana to me, same way she also did to me. So, Mam Atha Araditavati Sa, she did Aradhana of mine. Tatha Twamiva Angana. That Angana, like you did my Aradhana, she also did. And you know that like you, she did Aradhana is a very, very important thing in life to understand. That regard to birth and death, regard to health and disease, regarding richness and poverty, regarding sukha and dukkha, regarding sadhana. Remember, we are not the only unique piece. We are not the only one. The millions and millions of jivas are going through that. So you are not the only one who have done my aradhana. Already she also has done. हम अकेले नहीं है, don't worry. We are not the only one in any way. So many are like us only, like we are doing this class. In the universe, where how many bhulokas are there? In which are the bhuloka this text must be going on? We are not the only one doing. So we are not the only unique piece. Remember इस बात को. Very powerful thought it is. है ना, हर एक चीज के लिए हम सोचते हैं हम भाई अकेला हूँ, अकेला का. There's so many. Go into the world and see. Like I gave you my example, doing this pravachana. Go and see live talks at this moment. करके ऐसा कोई है तो ओपन करो गूगल में. You will see 1,000 great acharyas, guru mahatmas speaking on great subjects. Round the clock it's going on. We are not the only ones. So like you, she also did my aradhana. Then like you, she also amaratvam sudupsprapam buddha understood that the amarata, birth, deathlessness is impossible. Immortality is impossible. She also understood and accepted. Then Mamsa Avurnotvaram. She asked the same boon as you have asked me. She also called all Brahmanas, did puja, asked them how Amritattva can be obtained. All of them said, so many siddhis can come, but Amritattva cannot happen by any means. Then you accept it. Therefore, instead of Amritattva, at least my husband should not leave this Antapura after his death. That Vara you asked along with another one. कि whenever I want, I call, you have to come. है ना कि ना? वो भी ऐसे आई पूछी मुझे. See, Amaratvam Sudushprapam Udva Imam Sa Avanodvaram. This Vara she asked. Like what? Like you only. What Vara? Devi, O Mother Saraswati. So Mandapat Eva. From this Mandapa Antapurna, Jivo Bhartrumrutasya me. Of my husband when he dies, the Jiva in him, Maya Sid Itti Atah should not go away from this Mandapa. That Jiva should stay here only. Tasyaha. Of her also, same was the boon asked. Sa eva angikruto maya. I said tatastu. Like I said to you. Then what happened? Asakala vashat vipraha. As the time passed, that Brahmana, saha panchatvam upayayau, he died. Kalavasya se, he left the body. Sharir chhod diya. Then tasmineva gruhakashe, in that same gruhakasha, jiva akashataya stitaha. In that Gruha Akasha, which belongs to Bhuta Akasha, in that Chida Akasha, in that Chitta Akasha, that Jiva was staying. That Brahmana Patni. And it is her boon asking that he should not live. Mother had said Tatastu. Then that Jiva had to say. But that Jiva, the Brahmana, he has done his own Sankalpa, no? That I have to become Raja, that I should have all these royal every arrangements. He has done that sankalpa. So the moment any sankalpa is done, it has to be fructified, fulfilled only. That's the biggest problem with sankalpas. Kiya to purna hoenge hi. So that's what happened to him. So tasmineva gruhakasha jiva akashataya stitaha as per her desire or boon. But as per his sankalpa, ki sampannaha praktana analpa sankalpa vashatah swayam. To swayam, that Raja, that Jiva, praktana earlier, analpa means not lighter or once, but very deep and strong and thousands of times entertained sankalpa. उसके वश में आकर प्राक्तन अनल्प संकल्प वशतः because of that sankalpa vasha which was done so many times so deeply sampannaha he has achieved what was that sankalpa. What happened? Akasha bhuyesha eva esha. He was in the akasha vap only. He has not got any stula sharira, but akasha sharir mein matlab that which was talked as 7, 10, 12 sargas back as what what sharira it was called ativahika sharira. In that sharira only akasha pureva esha patihi paramashaktiman. He became paramashaktiman raja because of his sankalpa. Sankalpa is the one which makes everything. That's the topic we are discussing now. तो ही डिड संकल्प, उस संकल्प में ऐसी शक्ति है बन जाते हैं सब. भगवान का बलीय संकल्प था इसलिए अनंत कोटि ब्रह्मांड है सबका. एंड योर संकल्प शक्ति मेक्स वन हाउस विथ 3 bedrooms with 1 duplex. लिटिल मोर संकल्प सेकंड फ्लोर, दैट्स आवर शक्ति. उतना ही है. अब इसी दुनिया में आप देखो कोई 10 मंजिला बिल्डिंग भी बना लिया, कोई तो 50 मंजिला भी बनाया ना. ई संकल्प शक्ति इज मोर एंड मोर like that many other items, things as per our sankalpa. First it is sankalpa. Without sankalpa there is no srushti of anything. So praktana analpa sankalpa vashatah swayam sampannah akasha huyeva eshapati paramashaktiman. Okay, he has become paramashaktiman. Then prabhava jita bhupitaha, with his prabhava jita bhupitaha, the entire bhumi he has conquered. He is the king. Sankalpa bhumi, all that sankalpa rajika raja. Prabhava jita bhupitaha pratapa akranta vishtapaha. So with his pratapa even vishtapaha swarga also he has conquered. Entire bhumi conquered, swarga also he has conquered. So प्रभाव जित भूपीठ, प्रभाव से भूमि को पूरा कॉन्कर किया. प्रताप आक्रांत विष्णुभः, with his pratapa power he has occupied even the swarga. Then कृपा पालित पातालः, with his कृपा he has become the king of even patala also. त्रिलोक विजयी नृपः, that Raja was त्रिलोक विजयी. So swarga bhu patala, all three lokas under his control, because that's what he sankalpa did. Then kalpagni arivrukshanam, He is like the Pralayakala Agni for the Shatros who are like the trees. So when the trees are there, Davanala or Pralaya Agni burns them. So for the Shatru Rupi trees, he is like the Davanala burning them, Kalpagni. Then Strinam Makaraketanaha. For the Stris, he was like the Makaraketanaha Sakshat Manmathaha. Then Merur Vishaya Vayunam. So for the all the Vishayas, objects of the Bhoga, which are like Vayu, is like Meru Parvata, which stops. Means all the Vishayas are in his kingdom always available. वायुओं को रोकना मेरु पर्वत जैसा रोककर यही रोक देती है. उसी तरह he is like Meru who stops all the Vishayas to stay in his kingdom, nothing, no dearth of anything anytime. Then Sadhu Abjanam Divakara. For the lotus like Sadhu Purushas, for them to blossom, he was like Surya Divakara. सूर्य भगवान आते हैं, लोटस ब्लॉसम होते हैं. तो फॉर द साधु लोटसेस ही इज दिवाकर. देन आदर्शः सर्वशास्त्राणाम. He is the mirror for all the Shastras. All Shastra Jnana reflects in him. Because earlier as a Brahmana he studied all of them. So Adarsha Sarva Shastranam. Then Arthinam for all those who are asking or seeking. Kalpapadapaha is like Kalpavruksha for those who come asking him for whatever. Then Padapitham Dvijagriyanam. So for all the Dvijas, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Brahmanas, Padapita means he is support to all of them. Then Raka Dharma Amruta Tvishaha. No, like for the Dharma Rupi Amruta, he is like the Chandrakanti. Dharma is compared with Amruta. As the Chandrakirana have the Amruta, so he is the Chandra for the Dharma Amruta to continuously stay on the earth. This is what is that Brahmana's position. Now king in this Ativahika Deha, in that Bhutakash mehi, within that palatial place only, for him the whole kingdom is made because of his Sankalpa Shakti. Then Swagruha Abhyantara Akashe. Swagruha, as he was there earlier, in that Gruha Akash only. That Brahmana, only Akash, may this was there. Swagruha Abhyantara Akashe, Chitta Akashavaya Atmani. In the Chitta Akasha, all this was happening. Tasmin Dvije Shavi Bhute Bhuta Akasha Sharirini. And that Dvija, the earlier Brahmana, is Shavi Bhuta. His body is lying there as the dead body. But the Jiva in him, in this very place, Sharir Vaha hai, already has become a king. In the Chittakasha. Okay? Sa Tasya Brahmani Bharya, that wife of him was still alive, no? Shokena Atyanta Karshita. She was so much dukkha, Atyanta Karshit she became. Then Shushkeva Masha Shimbika. She is like a very dried up one of the plants. Masha Shimbika. Hrudayena Tidha Bhavatu. Her heart got broken only as it. Then Bhartra Saha Shavi Bhuta. Deha Mutsruja Durat. She also left the body along with her husband. Died. Ativahika Dehena. See, I told you. With that Ativahika Deha, not Stula Deha, Bhartaram Sopayayo. She reached to her husband. Nadi Nikhatamiva Tam Bhartaram Anusrutya Sa. So, like the Nadi going towards the Nikhata Samudra, she having uh, followed and reached her husband, Ajagama Vishokatvam. She dropped all that Shoka. Then Sa Vasanti Iva Manjari. Like in the Vasanta Rutu, Lata giving up all Shoka, she became happy having reached her husband. Then what happened to that Brahmana ka ghar, uske ghar ke saman, whatever little land he has got, Pashu Sampada he has got, all of them are there only. Tatra asya viprasya gruhani santi. The Brahmanas gruha already which were there is there only as if as they are bhustavaradini. The other bhu which was there at his disposal, stavaradini, houses, etc. Dhanani, little bit what are the balance he has in the tijori, that was also. Then Adya Ashtamam Vasaram Aptam. Aptamurtyor Jiva. So today it is the eighth day of that Brahmana's death. Girigramaka Kandarastaha. Which Brahmana who was there in that Girigramaka Kandara, which I described to you earlier. So in the entire Bhumandala, in the entire Chidakasha, all these Kalpita, In that Kalpita in one corner, that one Girigarta Yukta Sthala, there was this Brahmana. In that Brahmana's Graha, he died, the body is there. But as per his wife's wish, that Jiva of that Brahmana, there in that Akasha, but because of his Sankalpa, he became a great, great king with all the things. So that's going on, and it is the eighth day of his death. All these things are lying down there. Then what happens? Then the discussion starts now of this entire story to tell what's real, what's unreal. So, Lilopakhyane Paramartha Varnanam will be the next 20th Sarga. Before that, in this 19th Sarga, Iti Arshe Vaashishtha Maharamayane Valmiki Utpatthi Prakaranam Lilopakhyane Brahmana Maranam Nama Ekona Vimshattama Sarga. In this way, this 19th Sarga of Brahmana Maranam is described. अब इसमें जो वेदांत है, it will come in the next sarga. We'll make a chanting of it. I don't know how many mantras it has. 51वां અને 20वां 54 श्लोक है, तो our speed will chant it in 8-7 minutes. We have time. Start. ओम श्री रामचंद्र परब्रह्मणे नमः. श्री वशिष्ठादिर्षिष्ठभ्यो नमः. श्री योग वासिष्ठ महारामायणम तृतीय उत्पत्ति प्रकरणम लीलोपाख्याने परमार्थ वर्णनं नाम विंशतितमः सर्गः. चैंट. श्रीदेवी उवाच ओम सते भर्ताद्य सम्पन्नः द्विजो भूपत्वमागतः यासावरुन्धती नाम ब्राह्मणी सा त्वमङ्गने इहेमौ कुरुतो राज्यं तौ भवन्तौ सुदम्पते चक्रवाकाविव नभौ भुवि जातौ शिवाविव एष ते कथितः सर्वः प्राक्तनः संस्मृतिक्रमः भ्रान्तमात्रकमाकाशम् एवं जीवस्वरूपदृक् प्रमादस्मात् चिदाकाशे भ्रमोऽयं प्रतिबिम्बितः असत्य एव वा सत्यः भवतोर्भवभङ्गदः तस्मात् भ्रान्तिमयः कः स्यात् को वा भ्रान्त्युज्झितो भवेत् सर्गो निरर्गलानर्थ बोधान्नान्यो विजृम्भते. श्रीवसिष्ठ उवाच इत्याकर्ण्य चिरं चारु विस्मयोत्फुल्ललोचना भूत्वोवाच वचो लीला लीला लीलालसपदाक्षरम् लीलोवाच देवि भोस्तद्वचो मिथ्या कथं सम्पन्नमीदृशं क्व विप्रजीवः स्वगृहे द्वे वयमिह स्थिताः तादृग्लोकान्तरं सा भूः ते शैलास्तादिशो दश कथं भान्ति गृहस्यान्तर्मद्भर्ता येष्वस्थितः मत्त ऐरावतो बद्धः सर्षपस्येव कोटरे वशकेन कृतं युद्धं सिंहोघैरनुकोटरे पद्माक्षे स्थापितो मेरुर्निगीर्णो भृङ्गनु सूनुना स्वप्नाब्धगर्जितं श्रुत्वा चित्रं नृत्यन्ति बर्हिणः असमञ्जसमेवैतद् यथा सर्वेश्वरेश्वरी तथा गृहान्तः पृथ्वी च शैलाश्चेत्य समञ्जसं एतावदेतद्देवेशि कथयामलया धिया प्रसादानुगृहीते नो हि नोद्विजन्ते महौजसः. श्रीदेव्युवाच नाहं मिथ्यावदामीदं यथावत् शृणु सुन्दरी वेदनं नियतीनां हि क्रियते नास्मदादिभिः विविद्यमानाम् अन्येन स्थापयाम्यहमेव यां मर्यादां तां मया भिन्नां कोपरः पालयिष्यति सग्रामद्विजजीवात्मा तस्मिन्नेव स्वसद्मनि योऽन्ये वेदं महाराष्ट्रं योमात्मैव प्रपश्यति प्राक्तनी सा स्मृतिर्लुप्ता युवयोरुदितान्यथा स्वप्ने जाग्रत् स्मृतिर्यद्वत् एतन्मर्णमङ्गले अङ्गने यथा स्वप्ने त्रिभुवनं संकल्पे त्रिजगत् यथा यथा कदार्थसङ्ग्रामो मरुभूमो जलं यथा तस्य ब्राह्मणगेहस्य सशैलवनवत्तना यमन्तस्थिता भूमिः संकल्पादर्शयोरिव आसत्यै असत्यैवयमाभाति सत्येव घनसर्गतां तस्मात् सत्यावभासस्य चिद्व्योम्निः कोशकोठरे असत्याद्यत्समुत्पन्नं स्मृत्या नाम तदप्यसत् मृगतृष्णातरङ्गिण्यां तरङ्गोऽपि न सद्यतः इदं त्वदीयं सदनं तद्गेहाकाशकोशगं विद्धि मां त्वां च सर्वं च तच्चिद्व्योमैव केवलं स्वप्नसम्भ्रमसङ्कल्प स्वानुभूतिपरम्पराः प्रमाणान्यत्र मुख्यानि सम्बोधाय प्रदीपवद् स्थितो ब्राह्मणगेहान्तर्द्विजजीवस्तदम्बरे स समुद्रवना पृथ्वी स्थिताब्ज इव षट्पदः तस्याः कस्मिंश्चिदेकस्मिन् पेलवे कोणकोटरे इदं पत्तनदेहादि केशोण्ड्रक इवाम्बरे तस्मिन्नस्मिन् पुरे तन्वी तदेव सदनं स्थितं तस्मात् किं त्रसरेण्वन्तर्जगद्वृन्दमिव स्थितम् परमाणौ परमाणौ सन्ति वत्से सच्चिदात्मने अन्तरन्तर्जगतीति अन्तरन्तर्जगन्तीति किं त्वेतन्नाम शङ्क्यते लीलोवाच अष्टमे दिवसे विप्रः संवृतः परमेश्वरी गतो वर्षगणोऽस्माकं मातः कथमिदं भवेत् श्रीदेव्युवाच देशदैर्घ्यं यथा नास्ति कालदैर्घ्यं तथाङ्गने नास्त्येवेति यथा न्यायं कथ्यमानं मया शृणु यथैतत्प्रतिभामात्रं जगत्सर्गावभासनं तथैतत्प्रतिभामात्रं क्षणकल्पावभासनं क्षणकल्पं जगत्सर्वं तत्तावत्तात्मजन्मनां यथावत् प्रतिभासस्य वक्ष्ये क्रममिमं शृणु अनुभूय क्षणं जीवः मिथ्यामरणमूर्च्छनं विस्मृतप्राक्तनं भावम् अन्यं पश्यति सुव्रते तदेवोन्मेषमात्रेण व्योम्नेव व्योमरूप्यपि आधेयोऽयमिहाधारे स्थितोऽहमिति चेतति हस्तपादादिमान् देहो ममायमिति पश्यति यदेव चेतति वपुः तदेवेदं स पश्यति एतस्याहं पितुः पुत्रो वर्षाण्येतानि सन्ति मे इमे मे बान्धवा रम्या ममेदं रम्यमास्पदं जातोऽहमभवं बालः वृद्धिं यातोऽहमीदृशः बान्धवाश्चास्य मे सर्वे तथैव विचरन्त्यमे चित्ताकाशघनैकत्वात् स्वेऽप्यन्येऽपि भवन्ति ते एवं नामोदितेऽप्यस्य चित्ते संसारखण्डके न किञ्चिदप्यभ्युदितं स्थितं व्योमैव न किञ्चिदप्यभ्युदितं स्थितं व्योमैव निर्मलं स्वप्ने द्रष्टर्यद्वत् चित्तत्वदृशे स्वप्ने द्रष्टर्यद्वच्चित् तद्वदृश्ये चिदेव सा सर्वगैकतया यस्मात् सा स्वप्ने दृष्टदर्शना यथा स्वप्ने ततोदेति परलोक दृगादिभिः परलोके यथोदेति तथैवेहाभ्युदेति सा तत्स्वप्नपरलोके यः लोकानाम् असतां सताम् समनागपि नवनागपि भेदोस्ते वीचीनामिव वारिणि अतो जातमिदं विश्वम् अजातत्वादनाशि च स्वरूपत्वात्तु नास्त्येव यच्च भाति चिदेव सा यथैव चेत्य निर्हीणा परमव्योमरूपिणी सचेत्त्वासि तथैवैषा परमव्योमरूपिणी तस्माच्चेत्यमतो नान्यत् वीचित्वादीव वारितः वीचित्वं चरसे नास्ति शशशृङ्गवदेव हि सैव चेत्यमिवापन्ना स्वभावादच्युताप्यलं तस्मान्नास्त्येव दृश्योऽर्थः कुतोतो द्रष्टुदृश्यधीः निमिषेणैव जीवस्य मृतिमोहादनन्तरं त्रिजगद्दृश्यसर्गश्रीः प्रतिभामुपगच्छति यथा देशं यथा कालं यथारम्भं यथा क्रमं यथोत्पादं यथा मातृ यथा पितृ यथा रसं यथा वयो यथा संवित् यथा स्थानं यथा हितं यथा बन्धु यथा भृत्यं यथेहास्तमयोदयम् अजात एव जातोऽहम् इति चेतति चिद्वपुः देशकालक्रियाद्रव्या मनोबुद्धीन्द्रियादि च झटित्येव मृतेरन्ते वपुः पश्यति यौवने एषा माता पिता ह्येष बालो भूपमहन्त्विति नानुभूतोऽनुभूतो वा यः स्यात् स्मृतिमयः क्रमः पश्चादुदेत्यसौ तस्य पुष्पस्येव फलोदयः निमिषेणैव मे कल्पो गत इत्यनुभूयते रात्रिर्द्वादशवर्षाणि हरिश्चन्द्रे तथा ह्यभूत् कान्ताविरहिणामेकं वासरं वत्सरायते मृतो जातोऽहमन्यो मे पितेति स्वप्नता स्विव अभुक्तस्यैव भोगस्य भुक्तधीरुपजायते भुक्तेऽप्यभुक्तधीर्दृष्टम् इत्यलं कितवादिषु शून्यता कीर्णतामेति तुल्यं व्यसनमुत्सवैः विप्रलम्भोऽपि लाभश्च मदस्वप्नादिसंविधि त्रैक्षण् तैक्ष्ण्यं यथा मरीच बीजकणे स्थितं स्वं स्तम्भेषु चारचितपुत्रकजालमन्तः दृश्यं त्वनन्यदिदमेव मजेस्ति शान्तं तस्यास्ति बन्धनविमोक्षदृशः कुतः काः इति आर्षे श्री वासिष्ठ महारामायणे वाल्मीकिये उत्पत्तिप्रकरणे लीलोपाख्याने परमार्थप्रतिपादनं नाम विंशतितमः सर्गः। ओम शांति शांति शांति। वाह, tomorrow we'll study this one. 20वां सर्ग। ओम पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं शांति शांति। ओम श्री रामाय नमः। श्री वशिष्ठ महर्षि नमः। तत्सत्। ब्रह्मार्पणमस्तु। डोंट लीव दिस क्लास, जस्ट बी देयर एवरी डे, सुनते रहो। बहुत कथाएं सुनने की आदत तो ही है ना, अब इनको सुनो। इसमें कथा के साथ साथ तत्व चिंतन भी हो रहा है। ओके, नाउ स्टडी योग तारावली।